This is Valley News Live at 10.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Justin Betty.
And I'm Stacy Van Dyke. Gas prices are at record highs, and if you're paying more than $4 a gallon, you probably expect the gas to at least be good for your vehicle.
Yeah, but some in the FM area called our whistleblower hotline claiming a bad batch of gas from one local gas station has cost them a lot of money. Valley News Team's Shay Taylor explains.
Shay Howard says she visited the Holiday gas station at the corner of University Drive and First Avenue North last month.
We were getting ready to go to work, and when we went to the gas station, we pumped premium gas.
She says things took a turn after filling up.
10 minutes later, the car just started making like crazy noise.
Howard says her vehicle then shut down in the middle of the highway, and she was forced to tow it to the dealership.
They ran tests on it, and they said that, well, there's nothing wrong with the engine or anything. It's the gas. I'm like, what do you mean the gas? They said, well, it's all water.
Now she's out more than $800. But Howard isn't the only one making similar allegations. Lisa Lively says after going on a ride on her motorcycle on Sunday, she stopped by the Holiday on Brant Drive to fill up her empty tank with premium gas.
By the time that I went to go start my bike, it just cranked and nothing, didn't start.
She says after her bike wouldn't start, she inquired with the store staff.
So I asked him, I was like, hey, have you guys had any issues with bad fuel, like having water in the gas? And he's like, no, I don't know why anyone has been asking that. And the guy that was sitting next to me, the cashier, just kind of shook his head.
And Lively says she had a friend check out the problem.
We had to take the rear seat off, the main seat. And by the time that we actually let the gas settle, we found that it was about 70% water.
Peril Grossman from the Consumer Protection Division at the North Dakota Attorney General's office says he encourages individuals who may have been affected to submit complaints to his office.
The Attorney General will take those complaints very seriously, and then we will review those and attempt to mediate those.
In Fargo, Nishay Taylor, Valley News Live.
We reached out to both the gas station and Holiday's corporate office, but we have not heard back yet. Grossman says the Attorney General's office would need proof of wrongdoing, including invoices from repair shops, before they take any action.
We have some breaking news to report. Fargo police just detained a man after he allegedly showed a gun during an argument in a parking lot in the 4900 block of 44th Avenue South. During the course of a verbal argument among a group of people, police say a 29-year-old man was reported to have shown a gun. They say the group quickly dispersed. The man who displayed the gun also fled the scene. Fargo police say they were able to find and detain him. They say he's being cooperative with officers.
All right, outside tonight, a little cloudy, some rain in spots. Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joins us now with details. Hutch.
Justin, thanks so much. You're looking at our camera at the Home of Economy location in the Devil's Lake area right now. Pointing to the west and west-northwest, we have some strong thunderstorms on the doorstep of our western counties. Towner County, Benson and Ramsey counties seeing these thunderstorms move in, and they prompted a tornado warning briefly when the storms made their way through the Bottineau area. They are now closing in on Rugby. The storm with all of the lightning is the strong one. Rugby right here, it's on your doorstep, and it'll be moving to the southeast at about 30 miles per hour. Taking you in a little closer in the hail tracks with this is the hot storm. This is the one that is capable of some sizable hail to 3/4 of an inch in diameter as it approaches Rugby. And a couple of these other cells that are out and about capable of producing some hail as well, between an inch and amounts just a little bit less than that. So there's a strong cell heading in on Rugby right now. And another thing with this Rugby storm is that it's going to be capable, because of that hail, of some pretty strong gusty winds, and they could be in excess of 50 miles per hour. What makes a storm severe? Hail greater than an inch or greater, or winds gusting straight line 58 miles per hour or greater. So it's moving in on Rugby, but we have other cells to watch out for too. One of them here making its way towards Cando and Towner County, a little bit less intense with some small soft hail from that guy. And one moving in on Leeds right now. That'll be heading in the general direction of you in Devil's Lake, but it'll be an hour yet. We saw earlier this evening between 1 and 1.5 inches of rain in the Stutsman County area, southern Barnes County. On again, off again, chances of rain and thunder over the next few days, and even a flake. Your hour-by-hour forecast is straight ahead. I'm sure you want to hear all about it.
Sounds good. Thanks, Hutch.
New for you tonight, one firefighter was hurt after crews spent 5 hours fighting a house fire in Bemidji. Check this out. It happened on Cardinal Road Northwest this morning. They believe the fire was accidental. 8 months after Glosser Images unexpectedly closed, a pair of North Dakota newlyweds are finally getting their wedding memories back thanks to Dr. Phil. Bryce and Brianne from Grand Forks tied the knot last July, saying a quarter of their wedding budget went to pay Glosser Images, but they still had no pictures to show for it until yesterday when Dr. Phil surprised the couple with their wedding pictures. Jack Glosser, the owner of Glosser Images, issued a statement saying he's glad Shoot Proof helped deliver pictures to more than 30% of his customers. Glosser is still at the center of a lawsuit filed by the state attorney general, who says he falsely blamed the closure on the pandemic.
A South Fargo resident speaking out tonight after his dog was attacked by another dog while it was leashed in his own backyard. This happened in the 900 block of 4th Street South. Homeowner says he saw 2 unleashed dogs come face to face with his own. One of those dogs bit onto and latched onto his dog's chest. He wants residents to just be reminded of the city's leash ordinance before someone gets hurt.
I mean, that's the worst case, right? That's what we think about. If that dog did something to a human being, there is a huge liability that you would face by having your dog off leash.
He says his dog is now recovering well. He's also reported this attack to Fargo police. A Proctor High School football player pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting a teammate last September. The football season, the whole season for Proctor High School, which is located near Duluth, was canceled following those assault claims. Court documents say Alec John Bainey, who was 17 at the time, held down a 15-year-old outside the locker room and assaulted him with a plunger. Pictures and video of that assault then circulated through social media. Bainey is due back in court June 20th.
A Grand Forks mom is urging others to band together to help families as the nationwide formula shortage rages on. Paige Klesby has been freezing her extra breast milk for months, which she's now offering to donate to families in need, and she hopes other moms start doing it too.
This need is so scary and so sad. There's way, way, way more people that need my milk than I have.
Experts urge parents to know your source as best as you can, as testing donated milk yourself isn't really an option. They advise you to ask mothers about what kind of medication they may be on, as well as about drug and alcohol use before giving your baby donated milk. Meanwhile, another mom is trying to help by creating a Formula Finder group on Facebook. When you log on to Facebook, search Formula Finder-Minnesota. The group is made up of parents searching for formula and people who report on what they see on store shelves. The group started less than a week ago, and there are already more than 2,000 members. And as families scramble to find formula, the Better Business Bureau warns scammers are looking to take advantage. They offer some red flags as you look for out-of-stock products online. The first red flag is if the seller only has positive reviews. Now, you don't want all negative reviews, but if you don't see any negative or critical reviews, it could mean the site was created by scammers. The second is misspellings and grammatical errors. They also say do your research. A quick online search with the company name and the word scam should pull up any complaints. Finally, use a credit card. That way you'll have more protection against fraud.
Happening now at the Minnesota State Capitol, lawmakers are working to put the finishing touches on a new budget deal. The framework includes some long-term tax cuts as well as some immediate spending, including roughly $1 billion for local schools.
Carolyn Cummings reports.
My name's Tim. I used to teach 4th grade.
Governor Tim Walz used Como Park Elementary School as a backdrop to praise a bipartisan agreement providing $1 billion in extra dollars to education.
I'm really glad to say that we're going to, on top of historic investments that the legislature and we made together last year for education, we're going to build on that success.
Legislative leaders and Governor Walz gave few specifics when they announced a budget framework Monday, which sets the guardrails around where lawmakers can spend billions in a budget surplus in the final days. But on Tuesday, he signaled there could be a boost to the funding formula, which sets money that schools get per student from the state.
But the good news is, and the bottom line is that Minnesota schools are going to get an infusion of resources they need.
Initially, Senate Republicans and House Democrats were hundreds of millions of dollars apart in their education plans. They're meeting this week together in special committees to sort through the details.
The sooner
the better.
Republican Senate Majority Leader Jeremy Miller and DFL Governor Tim Walz both say there's room for a deal on plugging funding gaps for special education services in schools, which impact 17% of kids in the classroom. The shortfall for this year, more than $750 million.
I think we can find some common ground on that area.
But Republicans' single education priority this year, literacy.
40% of the kids in the classroom aren't reading at grade level. That's very concerning.
At the Capitol, Caroline Cummings, WCCO 4 News.
The session ends Monday, but all bills need to be passed by Sunday night.